New. The U.S. and Ukraine have drafted a new 19-point peace plan following talks in Geneva. Follow this channel Eco-Channel for more updates on international news. U.S. and Ukraine draft, new 19-point peace plan. The U.S. and Ukraine have drafted a new 19-point peace plan following talks in Geneva. Negotiations between envoys ended on Monday, with several points still under discussion. Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky are expected to hold talks later this week over the most contentious issues. The key sticking points include territorial negotiations, with Ukraine resisting Russia's demand to give up the parts of the Donbas region that are not currently under Moscow's control. Future talks will also focus on relations between NATO, Russia, and the U.S. Sergiy Kyslytsya, Ukraine's deputy foreign minister, said, "Very few things are left from Mr. Trump's initial 28-point plan." The Kremlin rejected a 27-point European counterproposal out of hand on Monday, saying it was completely unconstructive and does not work for us. Trump confirms call with China's Xi. Donald Trump has confirmed that he held a phone call with Xi Jinping on Monday. The U.S. president said they spoke about a range of topics, including the war in Ukraine. He posted on Truth Social, "I just had a very good telephone call with President Xi of China. We discussed many topics, including Ukraine, Russia, fentanyl, soybeans, and other farm products, etc." Mr. Trump also revealed that he had been invited to Beijing in April. No Trump-Zelensky meeting planned yet. The Ukrainian embassy in Washington has denied reports that Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky are set to meet in the U.S. Capitol this week. The embassy told the Kyiv Independent that nothing was off the table following talks between negotiators in Geneva over the weekend. The Trump peace plan for Ukraine, as it currently stands, would be a dream outcome for the Kremlin and a nightmare for Europe, experts have warned. Jana Kobzova, a senior fellow at the European Council on Foreign Relations, said the plan also presented a material threat to the existence of a free Ukraine. Donald Trump's initial 28-point plan to end the fighting in Ukraine would be a dream outcome for the Kremlin. Europeans need to ensure the plan doesn't become a nightmare for the continent and create a material threat to Ukraine's independent existence, said Ms. Kobzova. She said that Europe's best hope of fixing the deal would be efforts to make amendments to it behind the scenes, but warned that Ukraine was already facing a long and cold winter, which will demand even more support from its allies. One step that the UK could take to support Ukraine in the meantime would be increasing long-range weapons deliveries to Kyiv, she said. Especially France, Germany, and the UK could play key roles here, she said. Trump and Xi hold call on Ukraine. Donald Trump and Xi Jinping discussed ending the war in Ukraine during a phone call on Monday, the White House said. Xi, the Chinese president, urged all parties in the conflict to reduce differences, according to the state-owned news agency Xinhua. China has become a vital partner for Russia throughout the war, helping Moscow's war machine by providing critical weapons components and vital trade deals. Analysts believe Xi could be pivotal in convincing Vladimir Putin to end the war. It comes after a new round of negotiations took place between the U.S. and Ukraine in Geneva, where both countries discussed the contents of Mr. Trump's controversial 28-point peace plan to end the war. The talks resulted in a new 19-point peace deal, the Financial Times reported, with the most politically sensitive elements to be decided by Mr. Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky. The two leaders could meet in Washington as soon as this week. The Kremlin rejected a European counterproposal out of hand on Monday, saying it was completely unconstructive and does not work for us. For the